What's going on, everybody? Good morning. I'm John Stamper. We are here live in San Antonio. It is Dr. Scott Luna's Breakaway Seminars Day 2. Day 1 was awesome. Had the opportunity to speak with so many of the great companies that are here, having them share how their products and services are helping all of the attendees here. So we're going to keep things going on Day 2. Very excited to have with me Riley Duckworth, who is from Dental Intelligence. How you doing, Riley?
I'm doing great, John. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time with us this morning, and would love to have you share. I know you've been coming to Breakaway, so this has kind of become routine for you guys.
Yeah.
What's it been like? With talking to the doctor, sharing about what you guys do, all that good stuff.
It's phenomenal. This relationship that we've had with Breakaway has been unreal, and we've been coming from the beginning of time with these guys. So it's been an amazing journey, phenomenal to be able to see how things have grown for you guys, for us as well. It's an amazing relationship. And we're working with the right type of people.
Yeah.
It really does attract the right groups. It attracts the people who are business-minded, who want to grow, who want to thrive.
Yeah.
And with our tools and the teachings that you guys have and everything that you guys offer, it just builds companies.
Yeah.
And it really does lead a practice to growth.
Yeah, it's interesting. You talk about the business aspect, and so, let's step out of dentistry for a second. Anybody that's running a business, data is a big part of that to help them make decisions. And so I think, like you said, when you combine that approach towards data with what you do, how you guys are helping the practices with, their desire to be entrepreneurs and grow their practice, it really does go hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a phenomenal group, a phenomenal opportunity just to, get to know these people, really watch their business grow as well, and stay involved with them. We see them multiple times come to these shows, and they repeat, and they keep coming back, and it's always great to check back in with them and see, hey, how are things going? You know, what else? What's next steps? And so it's amazing to be a part of that.
What type of questions do they ask when they come to your table, and they're either learning about what you do, or maybe they know about it, so they've got deeper questions? But what do you typically hear?
Yeah, well, obviously from Scott's course, he really introduces an amazing opportunity to be able to know what metrics to start tracking their practice. And so many practices, like Scott has said, feel like they're busy every day. They get in the grind, they look at their schedule and they're full, but they feel like they can be doing more.
Right.
So the whole idea behind Dental Intelligence is let's put data behind those feelings.
Right.
And then let's make sure we have the right metrics, analytics, reports to be able to pull to ultimately get them where they need to be.
Yeah.
Everyone feels like there might be opportunity slipping through the cracks.
Right.
This is helping them find that opportunity and take action on it.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing here with Dental Intelligence is making sure that we can take action on that opportunity.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
So, and they want to know how to do that, and it's through the rest of our tools that we can basically implement and get involved in their practice.
So you talked about data, but I think the cool thing about Dental Intelligence, as you all have evolved, some of the other things that you're doing, whether it be like scheduling and all of that. So share with everybody some of those additions that a lot of people may not know that you guys offer.
Yeah, we are growing at a rapid pace, and so we're always looking to be really that end-to-end software to be able to find a practice with all their needs. So in addition to not only data and analytics that we've been doing and thriving for years on, we've actually added a full engagement platform with patients. So now we can do your normal texting, emailing, electronic payments, text to pay. We can do automatic forms that not only automatically send out, but then right back in your management software. So it doesn't take any more of your team's time. The list goes on, reviews, insurance verification, claims processing, and it just continues to grow. So we will be that only platform out there from end to end to be able to provide all practice needs.
So Riley, as you know, I think about the day and the week of a dentist, very, very busy in their practice working on patients. What times of the day, because I'm sure you guys probably have this data as well, but what times of the day are you noticing that the practices are using the tools in an effort to help them either look at their business, make better decisions? I'm just curious.
Yeah, John, they're missing out on an opportunity if they're not spending it in the morning times.
Okay.
Every morning, if we first start off with a morning huddle, practices are data-driven.
Right.
Through our morning huddle tool, we're automatically finding the best opportunities, giving you guys a full overview of what's going on in the day and how to improve every day.
Yeah.
So then from there, we want to make sure that we're not only spending it every day, but then after that, the doctors actually have a mobile app where they can recap their day. They can check back in. So late night, I think we're all used to just maybe sometimes hopping on our phones late at night and just checking out and recapping our day. This allows them to be able to check into their practice to see what area of opportunity was maybe missed. And as we're going then throughout the day, the team actually has our full platform up to view the schedule and to be actively looking for ways to grow the practice. So to answer your question, It's tough because it's all day long,
Yeah,
you know, and it really is. But we got to start off with that morning huddle.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the app because that's what I was getting at. You know,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about a doctor standing in line at the store and it's like, oh, they got something on their mind or they're thinking about the next day.
Yeah.
And that flexibility is nice. Like maybe they didn't get a chance to look out their things during the day, but like you mentioned, it always helped them stay connected.
Exactly.
And then on the team side, you know, getting there in the morning and knowing like, you know, what they want to do is a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's been huge.
So talk a little bit about customers. So like the onboarding process, like how you guys work, how things are integrated. Like how does that work for anybody that's watching that is not using a dental intelligence?
Yeah, great question. So every practice will get an onboarding specialist. And so it's easy to be able to jump right in, and we can take a practice that maybe is very data driven and knows exactly what they want to find. And we can also help the practice that knows they should be tracking things but just don't know what to look for right now.
Right.
And the idea is very simple. Through that onboarding specialist, we get everything downloaded, synced up, and ready to go in your practice. And then we start doing those reviews and those overviews to help the practice find what might be slipping through the cracks and giving us a starting point. And then from there, we stay very connected with their practices. And in fact, we've actually built a full platform inside the software to help practices continually get help, go through walkthroughs, view our recorded webinars, stay in line with, you know, CE courses and things like that. And I mean, I know Scott's going to be speaking at one of ours coming up here in a little bit in Telecon. And so there's a lot of content that we give out to our practices so that we're not just there at the beginning, but that we're continually there to help you guys out, answer any questions, and continue that growth.
So data, as you know, can be very overwhelming. When someone starts to use it, they start to look at it or what have you. Are there a particular set of data that you see in the dental practice that practices use more than often? I mean, I'm sure there's the basics of collections and productions and, you know, percentage to goal and all that, but is there anything else that you're starting to see that they're liking to use a little bit more, or they're learning how to incorporate that into the decisions they make?
Sure, absolutely. You know, and this is a big part of the way our platform is designed. Because data, like you said, it can be overwhelming. A lot of people, we just maybe didn't grow up and go to school for business, but we want to know how to thrive our business. And so our platform is actually designed where we have 3 simplified dashboards. And that's kind of first and foremost, we want to make sure that the team knows what to be looking at. Give them a roadmap, give them guidance. And that's why our platform is designed. So our performance board is going to be all about patient care processes. Our 9 simple and most popular metrics to be able to track in the practice to ultimately lead us to growth. From there, then, obviously, every practice as time goes on, maybe get a little bit more advanced. And the software's built out and designed for that. So as they continue to grow, maybe find specific metrics or very fine, detailed metrics, then we can build it out in our patient finder tool to help them get those other reports as they continue to grow.
I think the other thing you guys have done well, and I know Scott is working very closely with you all to incorporate even more of some of the things that he values in a practice, like with what he uses with his coaching clients, that you guys are going to work more in tandem, which is very exciting. But I think also you guys have built a really strong network of coaches, right? So like, as you know, Riley, it's getting the data is one thing. If a practice is working with a coach or consultant, like, you know, when they get those results and they're struggling a little bit. So can you just talk about that very strong network that you all have built? Yeah.
So with Breakaway, as I mentioned before, it has been a pleasure to work with them, to be here from the beginning, and to be able to see the actual growth that practices are able to get. Now, the biggest part of that, of course, you know, is not only making sure that we get this data in front of them, but we know what to do with it, right? So Dental Intel helps us take action on that. But really the action items are found and driven through Scott and through making sure that we're able to identify and grow that opportunity there. So we, like you had mentioned, we have some phenomenal things that we're really excited about, you know, coming out in the future with being able to work hand in hand with Breakaway a little bit more closely. And so we're excited. We're, you know, just kind of waiting, put our time and attention on that, and it's soon to come. So.
Can you talk a little bit about what you do when someone first signs up, the onboarding process? You do like you still do the snapshot, or like how do you guys do that?
Yeah. So what's actually given through Dental Well is a free snapshot. Basically, what we can do is sync up with the practice data, run these reports, and then when we're going through a demonstration, we're actually running it through your practice data so that you guys can see what your practice looks like through our analytics platform, find area of opportunity, and you can actually truly walk away with actual growth reports right there.
I can imagine how many times your team, when a practice starts to use it, you do that snapshot, and then they start to see different data in their practice. And there's a lot of like, holy cow! I never realized that, or wow, I didn't realize that was kind of where we were trending. One of the most popular ones you hear a lot is case acceptance, right? You hear, if you were to ask like a dentist, like what do they think their case acceptance is, like versus like what the numbers tell, and I mean all of that is really good, as you know, to kind of help them move forward. But I would imagine it tells some stories that they don't always expect.
It does, yeah. And to be honest with you, the management software just isn't designed to do that, and that's why you need a tool like Dental Intelligence, is because we could be a master at Dentrix, Open Dental, EagleSoft. But at the end of the day, it's not designed to be able to pull reports and metrics to be able to really help the practice grow. And so we could cross-reference all those all day long, and you still won't end up with the reports and the metrics and the analytics that Dental Intelligence will give us.
So I love that. All right, can you let everybody know that's watching where they can learn more about Dental Intelligence, and I think more importantly, get started, connect with you guys, and start to get a snapshot on their practice so they can start utilizing a lot of these tools?
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to us directly through dentalintelligence.com, request a demo and a snapshot. You can also reach out to me directly at rduckworth@dentalintel.com, and we can set up time to chat.
Awesome. Riley, thanks so much. I appreciate your time. I want to make sure I get you back in there in case anybody has questions.
Okay, thank you so much.
Breakaway really appreciates the relationship. So we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, we appreciate it.
All right, thanks,
too.
Riley.
Thanks.